Dividing base 10 exponents is similar to multiplying base 10 exponents. No matter which one you're doing, you're basically either, you have a decimal, so say you have a decimal, and you're either jumping it this way or you're going the other way. Now think about it. If you are jumping this way, your numbers are getting bigger, and if you're jumping the decimal this way, your numbers are getting smaller. So that usually is going to imply a multiplying, which would be a whole number, and smaller, which means dividing. So we're going to talk about what happens whenever you're dividing base 10 exponents. Now, if you were to have a problem such as, make my numbers a little bit smaller, let's say you had the problem 326 divided by 10 to the second power. You have to know what this is going to be worth. So what is 10 squared, meaning what is 10 times 10? Well, 10 times 10 is 100. So really your new problem, this is the old problem, really your new problem is what's 326 divided by 100? And here I will give you a little cheat sheet for how much you're going to jump your decimals. If you have a dividing 10, dividing 100, or dividing 1,000, for dividing 10, you are going to jump your decimal 1 to the left, make it a little bit more legible. You're jumping your decimal 1 to the left. For dividing by 100, you have your decimal, you're jumping it 2 times. And guess how many times you're jumping the decimal for the thousands? Yep, you guessed it, 3 times. And if you have openings, meaning there's nothing there, you can put zeros as placeholders. Now, why are you jumping the decimal with this? Well, think about it. You're dividing, you have a number, you're dividing it amongst 10 people, or you're dividing it amongst 100 people, or you're dividing it amongst 1,000 people. If you're dividing something amongst more people, your numbers are going to be inherently smaller. So 326 divided by 100, you say, well, there's not a decimal. I'm going to say, yeah, there is. Right here. Somebody says, well, why did you put the decimal right here? Because that does not change the value. If I was to think about this with money and I put the decimal right here, it's still $326. If I put the decimal right here, okay, now it's different. It's $32.06. And if I put the decimal right here, it's $3.26. So imagine you have $326 and you're dividing it amongst 100 people. How much would be in each group? You jump your decimal back 2 times. There's 2 zeros. That's saying that each person would get $3.26. We'll do another problem like this. Zoom it way in so I can fit it. We have a problem 7.2 divided by 10 to the third. Well, what's that 10 to the third worth? Well, really, that 10 to the third is the same thing as saying 1,000. So this new problem is saying I have $7.20 and 1,000 people. You're not going to have much money to go around, are you? No. So how many times do you jump your decimal over? You jump it over 3 times because there's 3 zeros. I'm going to rewrite my 7.2 so I have enough space. Now you jump the decimal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. But what do I put in my openings? You put zeros as placeholders. So that person's going to get no money, hardly at all. So just remember, you are jumping over a decimal. If your decimal is not there, put it in a place that's not going to change the value at the end of the number. If your decimal is there, like for this one, the decimal is right here, you know which way, you know that you're going to be jumping it. And remember, if you are dividing it by 10 or dividing it by 100 or dividing by 1,000, you must be jumping the decimal over to the left. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff.